So guys, day 3. Hopefully everything's going good. Again, please post up how you're feeling, what your experiences are. Is it good, bad, and different? Now, a wee bit about human psychology and eating behaviour and human habitual behaviour. What we're trying to do here, although we've got a goal of the 14 days, we're trying to create something new, something sustainable over a long time. Remember, there is no perfect diet. Well, there is what we classify as the perfect diet. Is the diet you can stick to long enough to get your goal, and then stick at it to maintain your goal, right? So, but what does that exactly mean? It doesn't mean that you're on a diet all the time. It means that you've created behaviours and habitual actions that are sustainable. And I'm going to give you a perfect example of how this is really funny. So we're usually all doing something new, keto. Now for most of these, some of you have done it in the past, some of these have never tried it before, some of these had been doing it a week prior, you're rolling in. But for all of these, I would say pretty much all of these, it's kind of a new step or a new stepping stone or a new transition from what you were doing a week ago or 2 weeks ago. All right, so it's different. So sorry. So what I want you to think about here is you've completely changed what you're eating, right? Completely changed it. Some of these are experimenting with new recipes, new food, looking at other people's ideas, trying to find new this, new that, new whatever. All this kind of stuff that's different, right? Now, for one, that's not sustainable just through habitual action point of view, and this is where most diets break down. So here's what my protocol is. Here's what I do. So I try and change as little as possible of the food and the timings that I usually have. I try and stick as close to home as possible, as I possibly can. So the transitional phase, that from a psychological point of view, from a habitual point of view, is very, very, very little, because the human brain does not like change, and no matter how positive it is, the human brain does not like change. Don't change anything. It's a survival mechanism. Don't drop calories, don't change food sources, because I know where this food comes from. I know that this is going to keep me alive. I know I'm getting energy from this. I know I've created energy balance from this. It doesn't look at it from a positive or negative point of view, from I'm overweight, I need to lose weight, I'm healthy, I'm not healthy. It just knows this is what you do every day. This is what you do to find food. And I know when you do it, you will find food. Therefore, that food will keep me alive. It's a survival mechanism. So my conventional diet, when I'm not looking to lose weight, I'm looking to maintain, or I'm just sort of cruising or whatever, my first meal will be probably 2 rounds of toast, brown bread toasted, the multigrain toast with 5 whole eggs, half an avocado, and a wee teaspoonful of hummus. That's my breakfast, pretty much all year round. What I do then is I eliminate 1 slice of toast. I reduce calories. Then I take away, if I'm going to do keto, I take away both slices of toast, but I keep the eggs, I keep the avocado, I keep the hummus. Now let's say that's working pretty well for a while. What I'll slowly do then is I'll remove the hummus. I'll keep the eggs and the avocado. What I'll do then, instead of 5 eggs, I'll have 2 whole eggs and half a carton of egg whites and half an avocado. So I slowly change the wee things, but I don't drastically change what my eating behaviour is, if you know what I mean. So I'll always have 2 protein shakes. That's a given, one after training, one midday. At night time, I'll always have a Greek yogurt with a scoop of protein, blueberries, but sometimes I'll have some granola on that. All right, now this time of year, obviously, I'm just removing the granola. Does that make sense? So I'm changing as little as possible to get as big an impact as possible without my brain actually thinking these food sources have changed. The taste, the palatability of this has changed. The shopping list has changed. All those factors, even from a financial point of view, does my diet now cost me more money? No, my diet costs me less because I'm eating the same food but less of it. So my shopping bill goes down when I'm dieting. As well, when some people now start keto, they're now buying these low carb noodles, they're buying these bars, stuff that they wouldn't usually do before. And so even from a financial point of view, it's changed. I'm eating different from the family. I'm shopping down a different aisle in the supermarket. All these things lead to that psychological factor of, fuck, too much is changing. I don't like this. Because what you'll find is, and even the argument that I made yesterday, where some people go, oh, I need variety, I get bored, and I can't eat the same food every day. But if you think about this, when you weren't consciously trying to diet, I guarantee you ate the same fucking food all the time, right? So this is just an example, but let's say you're somebody who had a cream finger at lunchtime or tea time, 11 o'clock with the people in work, right? You will do that every fucking day and you'll not get bored, right? So what's changed? It's habitual action that has changed. you've changed your habits. This is why whenever you stop this diet, or if you do stop the diet, you will revert back to what you did before, eating the same things at the same time, going down the same shopping aisle, buying the same food, buying the same snacks, and doing the same thing, right, all the time. Like if you have a wee go-to snack in the cupboard, like a bag of crisps, you're not getting bored eating a bag of crisps, are you? It's not because the flavour of the crisps, well, it is a bit. It's about the habitual action of what you're doing, right? This is why sometimes you say to yourself, I'm not going to have the chocolate biscuit tonight, and before you know it, you've reached down, you grab it, and you pull it out. But if you actually check, it's probably at the same time of the evening that you're doing it, or the same emotional response that you're having at the time where you've chosen it. It's habitual. It's all habitual action. So what the point of this is, what I'm trying to say is, we're trying to create something that's sustainable. So try not to divert too much from your normal eating pattern or your normal eating food types. Just try and eliminate the carbohydrates or change the ratio. So for example, say you have chili and rice, right? What I do is I just have more chili, less fucking rice. I will add in maybe some cauliflower rice at the start, but again, it's just for texture. It's not even for the carbohydrate, it's just the texture of the soaking up the sauce and the mince. But I try and stick to the same stuff all the time. Do you know what I mean? Well, if we're having chicken fajitas, I just have the chicken without the wrap. Do you know what I mean? So it's just trying to keep everything as close to sustainable as possible. Because then I know if I want to add something back in, I just add in the wraps under the fajitas. If I want to lose weight, I just take the wrap away. It's as simple as that. If I want to just maintain my weight, I'll add the toast in with my scrambled eggs. If I want to lose weight, I take the toast out. I've actually just changed it from normal eating habits to keto. Sometimes I will go from, if I have 2 slices of toast and 5 eggs, I'll go no toast and 6 eggs. They fill that gap up a wee bit, you know, so I don't get that satiety. Again, but that is more psychological, I think. So if you're not full up in 5 eggs, there's something terribly wrong with your system. Does that make sense? So just those wee snack things. Sometimes during the day, if I'm snacking, I'll have a banana or maybe, I don't know, whatever. Now you have like a grenade bar or a low protein bar. Or a low carb protein bar. So it's just the wee habitual changes that you're making. So try not to change too much too soon. What you'll find is there are a few people on here that normally do the intermittent fasting challenge as well. And what's nice to actually realise now, that some of them after doing maybe 4 or 5 challenges, intermittent fasting is now part of their normal day. They just like it, they know how they feel. It's easy, right? At the start, it was difficult. At the start, you thought, if I don't eat until 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock, I'm going to fucking die. And now when I talk to them, how's the diet? Well, you know, I don't normally eat about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. They have naturally incorporated these new lifestyle changes that make that diet format or diet tool of intermittent fasting now sustainable and part of their lifestyle. So we want to try and think about, how do I do that with this? I know I've only got 14 days, I know I've got a target, I know I want to drop as much weight as possible. But because of that, how do I now maintain this? Because the simple, unfortunate matter of fact is, when you stop this, if you stop this just dead after 14 days, and you go back to what you did before, then you're going to be what you were then, right? Because you're going to eat the same amount of food, the same calories that made you overweight. So how do we incorporate lifestyle changes now to make this more sustainable? You mean if you always did what you always do, then you always be what you always were? Do you know what I said? 10 times fast. So that's what we want to try and think about here, guys, all right? How do I now not change too much too soon? How do I use what I was usually eating, but maybe change the ratio up a wee bit? So if I have a wee bit of chicken and potatoes and vegetables, how can I have a big bit of chicken and just vegetables without the potatoes? You will actually feel more satiety, which means you'll feel actually more full up. It's just in your head, you think you're restricting, oh, I'm missing something. How can I have chicken and vegetables without potatoes? It's a habit. It's just a habit. That's all it is. So how do we reframe what we eat to be what we want to be, by making as little change as possible, right? Remember, too much change, the brain will just kick back. You'll have motivation and determination for maybe 3 or 4 days, but when day 5 and day 6 kick in, especially the weekend kicks in, how do we maintain the habits? Think about, so coming up to the weekend, what do I usually eat at the weekend, and how can I modify that as little as possible, and how can I change it as little as possible to make it sustainable and get through the weekend without breaking the diet? All right? Have a good day.